This is Bakli Bartakmus Sheep Herder, and you are watching the variety show with Steve and Chris. Well, of course you are. Don't be ridiculous. Greenie. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to do something I've never done in a cameo, which is that I'm going to cough up ground turkey and some fresh onion. Really good, even when you cough it up. But anyway, wow. So you and your mom watched Perfect Strangers, and that is one of the things that I'm proudest of about that show, that everybody was able to watch it and get something out of it, from little kids who, in a sense, were our core audience, to grandmas and grandpas and moms and dads. And I'm really proud of that, because I grew up watching. Okay, here comes some more ground turkey. I ate it so fast. Good though. You know, I Love Lucy and Carol Burnett show, and that was the same thing. We all watched it as a family, and we still talk about it today, 50, 60 years later. But that's a special thing, because in a way you make the audience, at the height of Perfect Strangers, it was people in 30 countries, part of your family, because well, even the name Bakli itself was something that my sister invented when we were kids, just as a silly word. In case I die, and this is my last cameo ever, I want to thank you for, no. So that's that. Now, how I got the job in True Romance, well, that's a kind of, you would think that by now I would take a sip of something, wouldn't you? That's an interesting story, because at the point that they were casting that movie, I had been what they call offer only for 5-6 years. And that means you don't have to audition for stuff. I'd like to be cremated, by the way. As with life, I think asphyxiating on a little tiny piece of ground turkey is kind of disproportionate to the meaning of life. But anyway, I had been offer only for a good 5-6 years, and all of a sudden they say, would you audition for this? And I thought, oh, I can't audition. I don't remember how to audition, and I don't want to be judged, blah, blah, blah. So I went in to see the director, and he did something I've never seen anybody do before. He said, you really don't want to audition, do you? And I said, no. And he said, but I need you to audition, because I have to show people, producers and studios, I have to show them something on video. So I really want you to, would you like to go away for a week and come back? I said, ooh, actually I would. So I came back. Now I'm going to do something I've never done in a video. I'm going to blow my nose. So this is kind of one of the most honest and cinema verite videos I've ever done. But it's because I wanted to get this done before I went out of town. So I come back and he says, I'd like to see the scene in the elevator. Yeah, for really real. I said, don't ask me to do that. And he said, no, that's what I want. So I did it. And I got the role. But what is meaningful about Tony Scott, who I love, is that he understood that in acting, as in everything else, you really do have to go from A to Z one way or another. If you fall in love, you can go from A to Z in 5 minutes, or it could take you 13 years. And if you're building a performance, you don't just do it like that. When we came to shoot, all right, so here's the alpha and omega of it. When we came to shoot the movie, we did the cocaine scene in one take. Why? Because to get all that dust off me, I think it was sifted flour or something, but to get all that off me and the car and the young lady playing the prostitute, every time I messed it up, would have taken, I don't know, an hour. And I just set my mind to it. And really all it took was for me not to laugh. That's what I kept saying to myself as a mantra in my head. Do not laugh, stick with it, stay with it. We did it in one take. Now, the elevator scene, I was guarded and shy. I didn't want to let loose. And Tony, God bless him, said, let's do one where you're just not very good. Get that out of the way. And we did one, and he said, that was actually not that bad. It was almost usable. Let's do another one where you're like kind of good, but not that brilliant. We did another one. He said, I could use that for an establishing shot. Now let's do one where you just reach for it, Bronson, reach for it. And out it came, and we did it 12 or 13 or 45 times. I can't remember. Now, can I do Serge addressing you? Of course I can. Don't be stupid, Greenie. What I want to talk to you about is your grooming, because I think I see the hair in your ear sticking out in the little cluster, and also from your nose sticking out toward your upper lip. This is so disgusting. It's not sexy. It looks like you want to hang the Christmas ornament on it. Just get a pair of clippers, or you could get a little flame and just singe it off. But please try to do some, grooming, because it looks like when you leave the cottage cheese in the refrigerator and it grows the fuzz. So, Steve, you watched Risky Business and you saw me, gosh, that was 1982, so 38 years ago. And it was my first movie, and you want to know my influences as an actor. All right, I better sit down for this. Influences as an actor. Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, James Mason, Ray Bolger, Spencer Tracy, and Philippe Noiret come to mind. What that means, I couldn't tell you, but those are the people that I admired then and still admire now. Well, of course, studying acting as I did in the late 70s, we revered Robert De Niro, and I still do. But in the 70s, that was almost unattainable. It wasn't even like acting. What he was doing was so ineffably brilliant. I think in more recent years, you can see his wheels turning a little bit, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But in the 70s, it was like watching a comet. You couldn't even imagine how that worked. Favorite movies and TV shows. I love Lucy, The Wizard of Oz, Captain's Courageous, American Graffiti, The Ten Commandments. That's a strange and eclectic group. But my thing has always been, I don't understand, and I won't subscribe to genre snobism. So how can one of my favorite movies be The Ten Commandments when the acting is almost without exception kind of broad? I don't know. This is really good storytelling. I don't know why, but I could watch American Graffiti back to end and end to back. I don't know why. If there's something about it. I'm not really big on, the only time that I am really interested in analyzing anything about acting is when I'm trying to help somebody else. Then I will analyze what I see because it'll help them. But when I'm doing it myself, I don't want to analyze. As a matter of fact, I don't even want to watch myself. And I haven't watched myself in 35 years because I think actors that are aware of what they look like are not as good as they could be, even though some of them can be very good. Favorite movies and TV shows, influences as an actor, short list of favorite actors and actresses. Sometimes I also say individual performances reach a level of excellence that takes it beyond that actor or actress. And by the way, for what it's worth, people in my field say actor for meaning both actor and actress. Meryl Streep in Sophie's Choice, I don't even know what to say about that. It's so profoundly brilliant. And I've seen her in many things, and in some things I just have to just love her because she's just so clever. But in that's beyond acting. That's something else. Robert De Niro in Raging Bull, I don't know what that is. I mean, it's beyond acting. Spencer Tracy in Captain's Courageous. And then everybody in The Wizard of Oz. How is that even possible? How could somebody have directed those performances? Where did they come from? You can't tell somebody to be a blood-curdling witch and then just get that before. I don't know where that came from. It's not like anything Margaret Hamilton ever did before or ever did again. It's just, I don't know where this greatness comes from. But all the stuff I admire the most seems to come literally from another galaxy far, far away.